Hey, and welcome to the Wednesday weekly mastermind. And every week, obviously, we come here and we mastermind. That's pretty much what it is. We come here, and this is for everybody who is on the program. Anybody who is on Rise Academy, Lean Sanity, Strong and Jacked, the Fat Loss program. Like anybody who's got some type of program within Rise Academy where you've got access to the mastermind every Wednesday at 2 p.m. UK time. We come here and then we mastermind. This is a place for you to get your questions answered. It's also a place where I come in every Wednesday and then we talk about different challenges, different things that we've picked on during the week, and we really want to actually find a way to overcome it, how we can actually use the platform, use Rise Academy in itself to really make the most of the platform in order for you to not only get results, but really learn how to maximize those opportunities. So this video, this mastermind is highly targeted to the current users of Rise Academy. It's also obviously like, if you're not on Rise Academy and you're watching, it's also something which is going to help you actually understand like what this platform is about. This is pretty much like what I believe to be the number one online coaching platform in the world. I've put this together, literally putting like years of experience together and really like using all the knowledge, all the experiences, working with hundreds of clients all over the world. And I really like put it down into this platform, which can be accessed on your laptop, on your tablet, on your phone, literally 24/7. And today we're going to be talking about lagging body parts. Okay, I'm going to bring my laptop here because it looks pretty weird like when you see me looking down. I'm just looking at my laptop here. Today we're going to be talking about lagging body parts, how to manage them, how to get them to grow, how to generate this kind of like the same amount of results as other body parts. And if you, like me and several other clients on the Rise Academy platform, you will have lagging body parts. You know, you will have body parts which are kind of like growing at a slower pace compared to your other body parts. And this is something we talk about extensively, and we've got like the program laid out within the platform in a way for you to actually get those body parts to grow, get those body parts to get at the same level as other body parts. For example, I'll take my personal case. In my case, one of my lagging body parts is my calves. You know, I've got those like tiny, skinny calves. And today, in today's mastermind, I want to show you like how I managed to actually grow my calves, what kind of exercise I use, what kind of method I use, what kind of approach I use as well. But not only for me, but also for several current clients who got like different body parts they're struggling with, like how we can actually use the Rise Academy platform to really like make the most out of those body patterns and really make sure that you keep growing, you keep evolving, you keep transforming at the same pace as other body parts. Now, beside the body part, obviously I looked around and I asked quite a few of you like, okay, what is that body part which you're struggling with the most? And most of you came back with, it's mostly lower body. Okay, and when you come into the platform, I'm going to switch my screen soon so that you can actually see what I'm referring to. When you come into the platform, you will see the way the workouts are structured. Okay, and the workouts are structured in a way that every body part, and when I talk about body part, I'm talking more in a more general term of like upper body and lower body, like be it upper body or lower body, like those body parts get targeted at least twice in a week. Okay, so it's not the case of actually going in as a typical bodybuilder and then be like, okay, going to train chest today and then doing that and then doing that and then doing that. And we really want to obviously like up the frequency, which brings me to my next point. Frequency is key when it comes to your lagging body part. Frequency is extremely important because those body parts are not growing at the same pace as other. There could be many factors, you know. I mean, people say that it's genetics, not necessarily genetics. What we want to think about is your history. Like when I was struggling with my calves growing, I've realized that I was training my calves only like once in a week, you know, and it was usually at the end of my workout session. So by the end of a leg session, for example, I'm pretty tired, I'm pretty exhausted. and I decided to actually start training my calves. And what I started doing is changing that up. Like on lower body days, I will start with training my calves first, and then obviously like train my quads and my hamstrings and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to jump into the platform now. And then we're going to see how we can actually use Rise Academy to overcome that. When you come into the program, you will see, for those of you guys in the Lean Sanity program, you will see that every single week, we're doing 4 sessions. Literally 50% of those sessions are dedicated to a particular body part. And then obviously you come in and then you can see that, okay, you know what? This was lower body, and then 2 days after we're going to do lower body again. For example, we take like week 5, day 1, and as you can see, this is a deadlift focused day. We will be deadlifting a lot. At the same time we're doing deadlift, we focused on like sumo deadlift. That's again, the reason behind that is to activate your hamstrings and your glutes, your posterior chain. And on top of that, we're also going to be working on your hamstrings. So you can see how you're kind of like targeting the lower body with this workout on day 1. And guess what happened? We go to day 3 after that. And guess what? We're training the quads now. So we're going to do some squats. We're going to do some calves as well. Now, as you will progress through the workouts, as you will progress through the program, you will see that those workouts keep changing up. The intensity as well is extremely important. But when it comes to a lagging body part, what you really want to be mindful of is how you execute the lift. That's one of the things like you really want to be a master at. Like when I was training my calves back then, I was just like obviously shifting weight from A to B. You really want to concentrate on how to execute the lift, how to get the maximum from this lift, because obviously this is the lagging body part. Chances are it's something which has been neglected for quite some time, and then now you're trying to get back to it. So what you want to do is come to the how to section. And in my case, we're going to talk about like obviously my calves, because I know that many of you guys many of you guys obviously are also struggling with your calves. So if you come into the how to section and you look into the legs exercises, you will see few exercises for your calves. For example, you have like a how to section on the standing calf raise. You got the VA2 calves, which are great variation of exercises again for your calves. And remember, when you're targeting those body parts, you really want to have variety. You want to like change it up. For example, if you want to get strong on the bench press, I mean, you got to bench press a lot, but you also got to have like some variety, some variation of the exercise. It could be like some inclines, some declines, some I don't know, cable, some machine press. So that's what you really want to do as well. You want to have some variety. You want to have some frequency. Now, third point, which is really important as well, you want to have progressive overloads, okay? Which is, okay, you can't go to the gym like literally every week and then like do, I don't know, 3 sets of 10 reps on the same weight every single week. Like your body, I mean, maybe at first it could get challenging. Maybe at first it will be challenging, but what will happen is you will reach the point where obviously your results are going to start stalling, and then you may get frustrated. So what you want to do, as you can see here, every single, I would say phase, every single program within Rise Academy is 4 weeks. And during those 4 weeks, we do what's called a progressive overload. Now, in the program, we're going to start introducing as well deload weeks, because these are weeks where you should actually be resting, doing some active recovery, some mobility stuff. It's going to be introduced in the program fairly soon, and which is something I'm really excited about. You really want to actually like kind of like progress. Okay, let's say that in this week, for example, I'm going to go back to Lean Sanity, because that's a great example of that. If you look into week 5, okay, we come into day 1, and we've got the workout sheet here. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to do some sumo deadlift, for example. We're going to take the case of lower body. We're going to do some sumo deadlift 4x6 at 80%, okay? And then you come into week 6, and then you look again. This is again a deadlift, but again, we're having variations of it, okay? So again, you come to week 6, and then this time around, instead of doing a 4x6, which is 4 sets of 6 reps each, we're doing 3x10 at 70%. So this is the variation I'm talking about. It's not necessarily like always going up. It's really like create some variation, because if you start doing like over 8 reps, for example, you start working within the hypertrophy range. And this is really important as well, like making sure that you keep your form, because it's going to start getting like a bit more challenging as you progress through the lift. So this is something you really want to keep on check when we're talking about like lagging body parts. You really want to have like frequency, you want to have like variety, and you want to know how to execute the lift properly. Because the last thing we will want is to really like get injured, because that will actually set you back. So you really want to actually make the most of the auto section. Those videos in the auto sections are literally like maximum they are 1 minute. So even if you're in the gym and then you kind of like, you stuck and you're like, okay, you know what, how do I do that? I'm doing the exercise, but I'm not really feeling like my muscle working. You really want to actually go back, take your phone quickly, and then obviously have a quick look. That's why the platform is on mobile. That's why obviously like wherever you have access to the internet, and most of these days, most commercial gyms give you like Wi-Fi. I'm sure you will have internet anyway because you're watching this. Most gyms will give you access to internet, but you can actually download the actual video onto your phone if you know that that's something you're actually doing over and over and you want to become a master at it. Because there's the reality. If you want to get good at something, frequency is key. Frequency is where the masters are born. So you want to be frequent with those lagging body parts, which brings me to the, I don't know if it's the fourth point or the third point, whatever it is. You want to be frequent with those lagging body parts. Okay, so if you feel like, for example, like in the way the program is set out, especially in the Insanity, you want to actually start hitting those body parts, I don't know, twice a week at least, maybe 3 times even. Like right now, for example, personally, I've reached the stage where I'm doing 10 sets of 10 reps on my calves every single day I'm training, and I'm only training 3 times per week. So for me, it's like, for example, day 1 is kind of like a fairly light day. Okay, day 2 is still a 10 set by 10, and it literally takes me 15 minutes. Okay, day 2 is kind of like, okay, a bit heavy, which is day 2, which is like, it's 3 days after, because I train 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on. Okay, so day 2 are coming again, and I kind of like challenge myself. I kind of like go for the heavy reps. My goal is always like on this day is always to actually like get some heavy reps. My goal is to get 10 reps, and it could be as heavy as possible, but I want to get 10 reps again. And then on the 3rd day, it's not necessarily a 10 by 10, but it's more of like, okay, I want to shoot for like 6 reps, but super heavy and then super controlled. So this is how I break it down. And then this is what you want to actually like have in your routine as well. If you feel like, okay, you can do some extra, just do it. There is no harm in doing too much. Like it's not like you're going to get like overtrained. This is a lagging body part, and it's a lagging body part because potentially in the past, you didn't train that body part enough. And what we want to do by using Rise Academy and then all these exercises here is to make sure that this body part grows as well, improve as well at the same pace as your other body parts. So you got some catch-up work to do. And then that's why, like, personally, I recommend, like, okay, if you got the body part, just throw a 10 by 10 at the end of every session. A 10 by 10 will actually put you in a very, very good place. And at the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks, you're going to get a bit sore, which is kind of like normal. And then by the time your body gets used to like this frequency, this intensity of training, you will see like how easy this is. Now, the last point for the day, when it comes to like your lagging body part, and it's something which is very important. I'm going to jump back into the screen so I can share that with you. Right, we're back on the screen now. So the last point for the day, when it comes to your body part, when it comes to your lagging body part, what you want to do is keep track. Okay, you want to keep tracking, you want to keep your stats, you want to keep your number. And I know that throughout the program, you can obviously like use the journal, which is right there. You can use the journal to really like keep a log of those exercises. Let's say that, okay, you know what, 3 months ago, I was doing this much weight, this much rep on calves. I always keep using calves because it's one of those body parts which get neglected the most. And you will see that, for example, like when we get to the strong and jacked parts where we actually training for strength, because the program is kind of like an hybrid powerlifting program, you will see that, well, we're not doing that much calf work. But if your calves are struggling, if you're struggling in that particular body area, I would recommend that actually you still throw some calf exercises there. And that's why you want to actually use the journal to actually make the most of it. Like when you come to the platform here, there's a video on how to use the journal. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Everything is written in it. I don't know if you can see from this far, but like, this is a journal. As I said before, it's not an agenda. It's a journal which serves the purpose of a workout log. It also serves the purpose of keeping you motivated as well. So you really want to come in there and then like watch this video where I explain to you how to use the journal. And obviously, like if you haven't got the journal, you've got an option to actually click on the button down here to grab yourself a copy. It's a great piece of tool to have in your arsenal to keep you accountable. And again, like for you to go back and then look at your performances, your goals, your success, like what you've achieved over a period of time. So if you haven't got the journal, I highly recommend that you get the journal. Now, I think we're going to wrap up for today's mastermind. And again, if you got any questions regarding the program, regarding some things I haven't covered in this mastermind, you can always reach me. You can reach me through the platform. There is the chat button at the bottom right of the screen. Check it out. Just tap it and you will have access to me on Facebook. I usually reply within 5 minutes. And you can also email. You can also like go into the group, make it use the group, man. Use it, abuse it. Okay, go into the group. Like if you want your form checked, if you've got some doubt about nutrition, because although everything is laid out pretty clear and you want to get certain, you don't want to just get like information thrown at you. You want to get certain, okay, this is the right way, this is what's working, and this is what I should be doing. So if you've got any doubt regarding anything, you can always go to the group. You can always send me a message, because all the questions I get, this is what I'm using to come in out there every Wednesday at 2 p.m. to come in and do this mastermind. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Until then, I'll see you next week.